Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Fahad Mirza and in this video we are going to have a look at a very interesting model called as JanusFlow. This model is from DeepSeek AI and we have covered heaps of models from DeepSeek, and more often than not their created models are of quite good quality, so I'm quite excited about this JanusFlow 1.3 billion parameter model. We are going to install it locally and then we are going to play around with it. Before that, let's have a quick look as why exactly this model is so interesting. It is based on a very powerful framework that unifies image understanding and generation in a single model. Normally when we look at vision models, they either generate images from text prompt or they allow you to have a vision capability where we give an image to a model and model describes that image. But this JanusFlow with just 1.3 billion parameters does both of these tasks. This also introduces a minimalist architecture that integrates autoregressive language models with rectified flow, which is a state-of-the-art method in generative modeling. I will also describe these terms in very simple words shortly while we have a look at this architecture of the model on your screen. So if you look here, JanusFlow is a unified understanding and generation multimodal large language model which decouples visual encoding for multimodal understanding and generation, which is constructed based on DeepSeek LLM 1.3 billion base. For multimodal understanding, it uses SIGLIP-L as vision encoder. Now, when we say vision encoder, a vision encoder is a component that helps the AI model understand images. It converts images into a format that the model can process. So this is using SIGLIP-L as vision encoder that supports images input in 384 by 384 resolution. For image generation, JanusFlow uses rectified flow and STXLV to generate images. Now, what is a rectified flow? A rectified flow is a technique that is used for generating images. It is a way to create images step by step, refining the output until it's realistic and clear. JanusFlow uses rectified flow along with STXLV or variational autoencoder to produce high quality images. Another interesting bit about this is that the provided checkpoint is the EMA checkpoint after pre-training and supervised fine-tuning. When we say EMA, it stands for exponential moving average. EMA is a method to stabilize AI models' performance during training. It averages the model's weights over time, creating a smoother and more consistent version. The provided JanusFlow checkpoint is an EMA checkpoint, meaning its stabilized version after pre-training and fine-tuning. And when we say fine-tuning or supervised fine-tuning, it's a training process where AI model learns from labeled data. Okay, so enough theory. Let's go and try to get this thing installed on our local system. Before I do that, let me give a huge shout out to Massed Compute who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website. As you can see that this VM and this GPU NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM is sponsored by Massed Compute. I will also drop a 50% discount coupon in the video's description, so do check them out. Let me first create the virtual environment with Conda and then we will start installing other prerequisites. Now let's install the prerequisites, which include the usual suspects like torch vision, transformers and all that stuff. Okay, so everything is installed now. Next, we need to git clone the repo of Janus and I will drop the link to it in video's description. That is also done. Now we need to install some of the prerequisites and dependencies from the root of the repo. So let's wait for it. That was fairly quick. Next, we need to install diffusers with torch. And now I'm launching this Jupyter notebook so that we could download and then play around with this model in the browser environment. Okay, now let's first import the libraries which we have installed and download the model. And the model has started downloading. You can see that the model is just over 4 gig. And the model is downloaded. Next up, let's do the inference. So as I mentioned earlier at the start of the video, there are two things which this model does. One is image understanding, the vision capability, and other one is text to image generation. First, let's try to see if it can understand the images. So for a starter, this is a prompt template it is optimized for, and this is the image I'm going to use. This is simply an equation, and I'm asking it that convert the formula into latex code. And then this is the image which I'm providing, and this is a part of this prompt template where this image placeholder will replace this. Okay, and then we are loading the images and preparing them for input. We are converting our input into embeddings or numerical representation, and then here the model is generating the response with some of the hyperparameters, and then we are decoding the answer back from model and printing it out. So let me run it, and the model has come back with the response. Let me show you. So if I just display the image too, so you see it is just showing us this is the latex code, this is the image, and looks really amazing in terms of the latex code. Also, let me show you how much VRAM it is consuming at the moment. So just around 5 gig of VRAM. It's a very lightweight model. In the next example, I have just done an OCR with this, and you can see that it's not bad at all. There are a few minor mistakes which I can quickly identify. For example, if you just look at this number $43,456, when you look at the OCR ones, the result, there is a space between comma and 4. So maybe it is just due to the comma, I'm not sure. But still, you see, even in the 12.5%, there is a space. Other than that, there are few mistakes, but not really that bad. For example, this Sobra, it is Sobre, or maybe I'm reading it wrong. It's a different, no, it's a Sobra. So all in all, but overall, it's not bad at all for such a small model. So this is one capability of image understanding. Now let's try out its text to image generation. Now we can also do it in this Jupyter notebook, but let me show you their Gradio demo, which is a graphical user interface where you can accomplish both tasks. So let's go back to our terminal in the same repo, in the same environment. And then if you haven't already, do pip install Gradio. I already have it, so I'm not going to do it again. And simply launch this app underscore JanusFlow.py from their root of the repo. It is going to start Gradio URL at your local system. So let's wait for it to get installed. Shouldn't take too long. And I believe it starts at 7860 port, which it has. Let's try to access it in the browser. There you go. So this is a Gradio demo. Now again, this is where you can do multimodal understanding or vision. If you scroll down, this is where you can do text to image generation. So for example, if I just say 3-year-old enemy girl, and then just maybe just click on generate here. While it generates, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are AgentQL. AgentQL is a query language that turns any web page into a data source. It works on any page, it is reusable, and it is quite flexible, and I will drop the link to it in video's description. It does the web scraping with the power of AI. Okay, let's go back to our Gradio demo, and it is so quick. It has already generated the image, as you can see. Of course, you can play around with this CFG guidance and all that stuff to make it more quality oriented, but not bad at all. They also have given some of the prompts here, so maybe let's try out this one. It says image features an intricately designed eye set. Okay, let's try this one. It's got a detailed one, so let me generate it, and you can see how quick that is. It's a very fast model. Let's wait for it. There you go. How cool is that? I think second one is really amazing. Very nice. And if you don't want to do that multimodal understanding in the Jupyter notebook, you can simply select an image from your local system. For example, I'll just say, maybe I'll just go with this one. And then you can ask the question, which location is this? Then click on chat. It says this is Fort Lajor. So it has tried to read this. Okay, so then console, you can check out other stuff here. For example, I'll go again. I'll say which location is this. This is Sydney Harbor Bridge. This one it knows. That is cool. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will drop the link to it in video's description. Let me know what do you think. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.